Zariman time. So, the Zariman is to act like a open world area, basically. So, you enter in and you'll be introduced to NPCs here.
Make this place work.
This is Quinn. Basically like Kanzu and, I forgot her name for Fortuna. He's the one you talk to for, missions and ranking up, somewhat. Cavallero is the one you will talk to for, these sigils, arcanes for, weapons, and incarnate weapons. The Endowment dagger, the Electrum pistol, and so on and so forth. He's also who gives you amp arcane adapters, so you can get a 4th arcane for your operator, basically. And then these 2 ephemeras. I really like this one.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, and you can, whenever you use an incarnate weapon, you can do these. They'll give you challenges. So first one for normal weapons, being the incarnates you get from him. The first challenge always unlocks the incarnate form. Then additional challenges for the upgrades. This final one needs you to have 3 incarnate weapons in each slot. As in like a primary, a secondary, and a melee. Then there are incarnates like the Miter here, which you needed to do the circuit in order to unlock. Once you unlock it, just have the required resources and the incarnate genesis, and you can apply them to that weapon.
Okay. Later.
Let's see. Yanta, you can talk to rank up using these things called void plumes. You can trade plumes for resources, being these little ornaments, or for some kuva, really. You can trade void plumes to try and get some better ones, like for example this one. Definitely need that. And then finally, on Lua, there is a special survival mission that has Thrax show up there. When you kill Thrax on Lua, or, well, yeah, I think it's from them, or maybe it's from the rotation drop or whatever, but you can get Thrax Lua, which is used for getting Varuna, her melee, her sniper, and these arcanes. Now, the for these arcanes and all that, this one is really good if you want a health tank. And I think this one would be especially good on Citrine, because Citrine can pick up health orbs even when at full health to work with her passive. So it makes her able to really health tank with that health regen and that much health.
Very well. Keep your secret.
And then finally, the last NPC that you'll talk to is over here.
You got a minute, Tenno?
Humbask.
Really came through for us, kids.
You can get items for your Dorma Zone, which is just like decorations for the room. And you can also get the suite unlocked, which is that back room. And then you can go here for customizations for void shells. Void shells are a special skin for some warframes, and these actually let you have more customizability with them. And then of course there are these capture scenes.
Buy me. You take care now.
Now for mission types here, there are a few different mission types, and one of them you'll be introduced to in Duviri, But for now, I'm going to go to here and do a exterminate one. Complete mission without ability. Really? You put that on the exterminate one? Fine, I'll do the stinking mobile defense. Wait, what did that one say? I wasn't paying attention.
To confront what waits beyond.
Okay, that one. Defeat 10 enemies as my operator. That's easy. So, a quick teleporter here. Sends me all the way over here. I have it set to private just so that I can show off on my own pace. So, Caliban here, the reason why I saved him for last, he is not a normal Warframe. He was made by Era. I know, weird how a sentient decided, hey, I'm going to make a Warframe. But this Warframe is based off of sentient tech and has the adaptation passive of sentience, just not as strong. Whenever he takes damage, he gains resistance, and that resistance applies to allies in your affinity range. Up to 50% for him. Now, you may be all like, well, I could just run with adaptation instead. Nah, that could be good, but meh. Now, your first ability here, you get to spin around like a little Beyblade, basically. You can hold the button to speed up, but it will cost energy. Like, the faster you're spinning, the more energy it costs. But you don't actually move faster. I know, weird, right? And then, on top of that, if you activate it while looking at an enemy, you'll dash to them, smacking them to the ground, and, consuming all of that damage buildup that you gained through spinning that fast. Oh yeah, this is a, NPC here, the Cephalon from the new war quest that we did. And, for her, all it is you find a special key located in the area, and it will give you a Void Plume. It could be of any rarity. Void Plumes can be obtained through completing the missions, or through finding them in the missions. So it isn't just restricted to that. Like, for example, right there, one of 8 Void Plumes. Now, the Void Plumes are randomized which ones show up in the missions. But there are a few Void Plumes, well, really one Void Plume, that is unique to a specific thing that can happen in a mission. And one way to find them is through the mission node Void Armageddon. But that one I would suggest playing with people, because it's basically in a form tower defense.
You found a terminal. Pop the data mass in there and defend it.
Second ability, Sentient Wrath. Stomp the ground, cause a shockwave. A limited number of enemies are lifted into the air. Third ability, you call in the melee boys. Oh, that's a Thrax over there. Now when a Thrax dies here, they'll enter that state. You need to go into Operator to kill them. And they always drop that Thrax Plasm. That stuff is used for some of the blueprints in the game.
Keep defending, please.
Finally, his last ability is the one Boreal actually used against me in his fight for the video. 3 little beams, explosion, and it causes an armor strip. Come on. Oh, I'm melee Thrax.
Job done. On to the next.
I usually just fire that bomb at him because, like, the delay is long enough. Oh yeah, and while these guys are active, so long as they're near you, you get increased shield regen. Out of my way. And the good thing is, they will actually teleport to you if you get too far away. If I'm lucky, I could get the thing to spawn.
There's a terminal. Plug in the thingy and keep it in one piece. Okay, scrubbing the system. Defending, please.
Yeah, remember I need to kill enemies while in operator. Thinking Eximus. Got it. So yeah, the bounty thing for this is just do the normal mission, and then in order to finish, you have to do the additional objective there. The do the mission without abilities, that one just sounds dumb. But then again, some frames can do it.
Okay, scrubbing the system.
Oh yeah, you can also find these things, which are a ability buff, basically. The buff only applies to your abilities, but, I mean, who would say no to, or to your Warframe's abilities? But, like, who would say no to free energy costs? See, look at this.
Keep defending, please.
Of course, it is only for a limited time. Oh, that energy drain. Yeah, if a Thrax grabs a enemy, then they have a limited time. They can revive themselves if they stick to that enemy long enough. Alright, I don't think I'm able to find one here. So just to make things simple, if you're able, you have a chance of a thing called a Void Angel showing up on your mission. If you kill it, you get the Void Plume that I bought from Yanta earlier. And yep, as you can see, just like normal bounties, you get the rewards, and then for these ones, you get quills.
Only place to find decent weapons.
Membranes, I wonder.
But yeah, for Yanta here, these ones can only be obtained from Void Angels. So you can either like try to have a Void Angel spawn in your mission, or a long and annoying way is by doing Void Armageddon missions. This one is doing a turret defense thing, and at the end of every like few rounds or whatever, a void angel will spawn. And luckily, the void angel in that one is only 2 health points and its shield, while one in a normal mission is 3 health points and a shield. So yeah, that is the small gist of the Zariman quest and all that. Alright, now, what else is there to do? I'm not entirely sure what else there is to do here. There is your Dharma Zone, which you get for Duviri or for completing the Zariman quest. And Nightwave here gets you some weekly challenges. Basically a battle pass, but no premium. So, and everything here can be unlocked without pay, including these Umbra Forma. They are what's required to put an Umbra polarity on your Warframe to reduce the cost of the mods from, well, Excalibur Umbra. And those mods are... Give me a sec. Let's just go to Umbra, because he starts with max. Umbral Intensify, Umbral Fiber, and Umbral Vitality. Now you may be seeing underneath the main thing of each one, the like health, armor, and ability strength, you may be seeing a Tau resistance thing. Tau resistance is damage from sentience. And then for the Skajati and his main melee, there are these ones, which are the sacrificial mods. They give a melee damage bonus against sentience. Now it's only for melees, mind you. So, like, they haven't... That's kind of one of the reasons why I say I wish we had more Umbra frames, because they have not given us any of those, like, additional mods for, like, primaries and secondaries. And I would kind of like to see, like, sacrificial, or not sacrificial, umbral mods for, like, ability duration, efficiency, that kind of stuff. I know that could probably make the game broken, but because of how costly they are, you will need a lot of umbral forma on them. Plus, on top of that, they could add, like, more for a set bonus with it. So yeah, I guess that's mainly it for now. And so real quick, just a little added thing. At one point you'll unlock the ability for using these relics here. This is how you get prime parts. And like a good farm that you could do to make the game a little bit easier for you, you can farm up prime parts and sell them for platinum. Well, the exact thing is you trade them at like Maru's Bazaar or at a dojo for platinum. And with that platinum, you'll be able to buy Warframe slots, weapon slots, vehicle slots, necromech slots, which there's no real need. There's only 2. Really wish there was more. And stuff like that. So yeah, other than farming for a Warframe, you could take your parts and just use them for getting some platinum. Or another thing is every like second week, I guess, or like every so often, a special little node thing will be flying towards a relay. When you head to that relay on like Friday and it stays until, I think, start of Monday. Like, he'll leave around that time. There will be a NPC named Barrow Katir, and he will show up, if you're at a relay looking like this one, he'll show up right here on a pedestal. You need to sell prime parts at terminals like this one for ducats. And with those ducats, you'll be able to buy his things. They do have a credit cost as well, so they can be quite expensive. Alright, well, I guess now, mainly unless it's a new update, I guess I'll be doing some quick little videos going over small things in the game. And I guess my next one I'll do for the syndicates and shops around a relay and all that. So I will see you then. Bye.